What's like your number one if you had to pick like a feels song? Like I'm not saying "See You Again" by Charlie Puth would be my pick, but I'm saying like that's an example of like a song that gets you in your feels, like a goodbye
Like,
sort of song.
well, we could do "Suicidal" by Sean Kingston, um, and then dude, "Pocket Full of Sunshine" by Natasha
Hold on,
Bedingfield's a
what?
fucking banger.
I'm not
"Pocket
saying
Full
it's a
of
bad
Sunshine."
song, but like, is that a goodbye feels song?
No, it's just a good song.
Okay, yeah, that's
Dude,
fair.
hey, she had a moment
She
in
did,
in
dude.
like early 2000s. Natasha Bedingfield had it on
Unwritten,
lock.
dude. Unwritten
And, oh
was
yeah, and Unwritten was just an absolute banger.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to The Vault, the weekly show that takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys in sports. With me, as always, to round it out, season 2 of The Vault is Mr. Benny Buckets. How's it going, brother?
It's good. It's good. A little emotional end of season 2 here. But I'm good. I'm ready to finish strong and put our energy into coming back for season 3 just as strong.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm ready to go, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened, buddy. That's all I can say. Um,
Hey, damn right. I've had plenty of people tell me that actually,
yeah.
for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm very happy that we get to do this every week,
Mm-hmm.
and that even though we take brief hiatuses or hiatusi,
Hiatus
however you
eye.
say it,
That's it.
uh, we take brief hiatusi. That we still know that we're just putting everything that we can into a season, so that we're not exhausting ourselves or the show or topics or anything to come back. And I think it's pretty cool, man. The fact that we've already made it through 2 seasons. A lot of shows, even though this is self-produced, obviously,
Yep.
typically don't go more than 2 seasons. So the fact that
Mm-hmm.
we were able to iron out a season 2, we're gonna be back with season 3 is awesome.
Yep.
So
Yep. And I mean, yeah, we said this last year too. This is in no way the vault ending. We want to bring it back. I know I have too much fun doing it, and I mean, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. But Ben, let's just say that you didn't want to come back for some reason, which I don't. I would fucking hope that that's not the case. But let's say that you didn't want to
right.
come back. I would do everything in my power to find someone that was okay. That was maybe a suitable-ish replacement. I mean, you are the OG, so I couldn't actually replace you, but I have too much fun to just walk away
Appreciate
from
it.
it.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, dude. There's especially like at this point in my life right now, and the way that we're able to do the seasons and stuff. There's no reason for me to walk away.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm very happy with how we do things, the structure we have here, and obviously, it helps that like you and I aren't just like coworkers.
yep,
So there's that dynamic also, and definitely hopefully next season we'll be able to iron out to where I'll be able to get more in studio,
yeah.
and we'll be able to have more in-person shows, because man, those were fucking electric this year.
They were,
So
they were.
very, and these are obviously also, but I'm looking very forward to getting to do that more often in season 3.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, it really again, just to kind of recap, this is the season finale. We are shutting down until if we could, I would like to come back. Maybe I feel like this past year was a little um hectic coming back. I feel like we were a little late on probably what I originally had in mind, and probably some of it was probably my fault too. I wasn't even, there was a lot going on, but we are coming back. We're taking a break until December, January timeframe. That's kind of what we did last year. We came back at like the end of January, so definitely want to come back. This is not goodbye. The reason that we're doing this is so that in what we're calling the off season, we can kind of recharge. Nothing gets stale. We get new ideas. try to iron out any kinks that we had. Um, and yeah, I mean, they're one of the main reasons that we picked this time. I think we've probably dropped on the show before, but Ben and I are coaching high school soccer this fall. So we're also trying to make sure that we're giving as much as we can to that. And we're
Absolutely.
doing that to the best of our ability as well. But really, I mean, that's just a testament to us just being as good of friends as we are, because we're, even when we're not doing the show, we're still going to be
We're
together.
still working together. It's
Yeah.
just in a
So.
different in a different arena at that
Yep.
point. No pun intended. But uh, and mainly we just do this because we want to give 100% of what we have to offer to both. I don't want the vault to lack because of soccer, and I don't
Yep.
want soccer to lack because of the vault. So I think that us doing it this way allows us to be all in on either asset of our life in the time that they need us most. And that's why we segment the vault too. Like you said, we don't want it to get stale. We don't want to
Mm,
run through topics super fast, and we want to be able to give ourselves time to make sure that we're giving the show everything that we can, so that we keep everybody entertained and wanting to come back. So
yep. Yeah, so I feel like an important part of life is evaluating what you're good at and what you're not good at, wins and losses, right? So I want to take a look at season 2, take a look at some wins and losses. All right?
okay,
So let's start with the losses, get that out of the way. And these are like somewhat serious, but um, I think we could have had more guests on the show, and part of it is on me. That part is on me without
well,
a doubt.
me too though, because there was two people I was hoping to get on, and that didn't
Yep.
end up going through. So, but season 3 there will be more guests. We
Yep.
did have a significant amount less this year than last
Yep.
year. So
Yep. And yeah, the second one, it goes hand in hand with the first one. We have hinted at one big guest that wants to come on. However, we have not been able to get him on. This would be, I think, one of the biggest gets that TFTB has had, and he is very interested in coming on. And he would be a big name for the Pittsburgh area. I'm not saying we're getting fucking McConaughey on here, but like this is
all right, all right, all right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this guy would be. I think it would be awesome. He'd be exactly what the show would need. He would fit in perfectly, and he knows Will Marshall pretty well as well. So,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
and it's yeah, unfortunately it's not Bible Man.
not
But
Bible Man.
so that's a spoiler, I guess. It isn't Bible Man.
Yeah, yeah,
But no, this would be huge, and hopefully now with us going to have enough time to plan, as long as he's still interested, we would love to be able to
yep,
get this said guest on in season 3 for
yep,
sure. Maybe season opener.
yep. Ooh, interesting.
So
He's throwing
yeah,
that out there. Okay, I like it. I like.
maybe we literally, this is just for the moment
Yep,
thinking, but if not, definitely want to be able to get him on for
yep.
season 3.
Yep. And then last loss I got down here. No, and again, I don't really think the show needs any major changes, but we kept it pretty. I don't even know if it's an L, but like something to even that we're gonna keep looking out for. Is just ways to improve the show. If we can cut out any of the fat, we will. I'm sure I'll go back and watch some of these and say like, hey, maybe this can be done better. Maybe this doesn't work as well. Who knows? Maybe people don't like listening to us talk for 20 minutes about Celtics Heat. Like, I have no idea. So like, it. I'm not saying that we need to cut that out. I'm just saying, like, as an example, there were no major changes this year, that's kind of a good thing too. But I also know I feel like we did a little bit more of it last year, just like outside content, and I kind of I had the goal of doing that this year. And that's is kind of a sneak peek because we'll get to that in a sec. But I wanted to do a few more things. Like I think I recently put out the 1 week that you can do it. The This is the Vault season 2 edition with my pup. Which was fine. I still think season 1's was the creme de la creme, as people say.
Right.
But I did have some other ideas that we just unfortunately didn't get to, and really all these things on the L list. I mean, most of it a big part of it for me was I was moving. I was living with my parents for like a month or two, trying to move into the new house. Didn't have the whole setup. Ben, of course, there was a lot going on with you too as well. So there were a lot of moving parts this season that I don't really think either of us really foresaw ahead of time. So like, and
Correct.
that sucks. But at the same time, we have the ideas. I think next year we can just hit it harder. So,
Absolutely.
yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I had on the bad list. On the good side, we did our first few in person shows, which I think were the most electric thing that we've ever done. So shout out us. Will Marshall was on the first one. Incredible as always.
hmm It's a
Um,
great day that
gr-
day.
Great day. Second thing, speaking of Will Marshall, we now have a paid sponsor, um, which is awesome.
Big dubs.
Yep, the first singular show to have a paid sponsorship. TFTB in the past had Coors PGH as a whole as a sponsor, and that was paid. This one is just the vault, which is something that I'm extremely proud of. I still have the check. I might frame it. I have no idea, but like that was a big step for us, I think. And that we
Hey, is Jameis would say
I can't
eating
do that.
dubs.
I can't do that. I don't know how he does that, but and then that goes hand in hand with the last dub that I had at least written down. We are at some point here in the near future. We are going to a Riverhounds game. We're using Will's investment to reinvest in the show to put out a piece of content. We are going to a Riverhounds game. That is TBD as far as when we're going and when that video will be out. But there are probably going to be one or two other TFTB guys with us. We got a few things in mind with what we want to do there. Really, it's a night to get out and have some fun with the boys. Especially with Will being involved with the Riverhounds as much as he is. I'm really looking forward to that. So I think that'll be awesome. So,
Agreed.
um, other dubs. I learned about Bible Man this year, which I never had no idea.
Bingo.
Yeah,
God bless.
God bless. Prayers up to Bible Man.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. I'm trying to think we got a TikTok. I don't know if that's a win or just something
I
annoying. I
would
have
say
no
it's a
idea.
dub.
But
We're keeping with the times,
yeah.
and I think our clips on TikTok have helped another W for us. I think our
Mhm.
viewership was up this year.
It is. Yep.
So definitely, I think that genuinely those help because there's some people they are able to tap into a show, but for those of you who have horrible attention spans, we appreciate the clip sharing
Yep.
because anything to bring eyes to our show in any facet we appreciate. So the viewership being up, that's a giant dub.
Yep. Absolutely. Trying to think, were there any other major dubs for the Vault this year?
Oh, you moved back to Pittsburgh.
I did.
That's a huge dub
Yeah.
for the Vault. I mean, hands down, that's a huge dub for us. But aside from that and what we already stated, I think that about covers it.
Yeah. It's been definitely been a good season. I think a lot of the outside stuff kind of, I don't want to say got in the way, but we were busy with, life stuff, which is
Yeah.
always a good thing. So, but we do have good ideas for, for everyone coming up. So just stay tuned, rewatch. Hey, if you want to just keep some of our episodes on loop, go ahead and do that. We need to get those views up. Send it to a friend, be a friend, all that. We've already gone over it.
Yep.
All right, Benny. I think that's a good way to end this first little segment. I'm gonna jump into our ad read right now. As always, we are brought to you by Marshall Fitness. Marshall Fitness is your online go-to resource for anything personal training. So this was started by Will Marshall, who, if you don't know, is a good friend of the show. Division I goalkeeper, was involved with the Pittsburgh, is actually now working for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds as well. He has his own personal training business, and he knows exactly what he's doing. I've been a client Denny, also with Thoughts from the Bench, is also a client. Will knows what he's doing. He can literally make any goal possible within your means, whether that you're talking schedule, access to gyms, your goals, really. He listens to everything that you have to work with and want to accomplish, and he makes sure that it happens in basically the most simple way possible. He's exactly what you need. So if you want to make a few small changes or just overhaul your fitness lifestyle, make sure to go check out Marshall Fitness. You can check him out on his Facebook page and Instagram. He also has a website, which I will flash up here in a sec. But the best time to start is now. Go check out Marshall Fitness. And to round off season 2, we're going with our Anything Goes episode. Benny, this is one that I mean, we did this last year, and it's just basically we're just throwing shit to see what sticks. And I think this is what it's all about. So,
Yeah, dude, I love that this is kind of no holds bar. Anything can get thrown in here, and I think we've done a good job of showing that anything will get put in here.
yeah. So yeah, no pattern or anything. Wait, there were literally no rules. I didn't text you any rules about this. We just said
No,
anything goes, and we knew
gloves are
exactly what
off.
that meant. And one of my picks and one of your picks is definitely an anything goes sort of thing, and I love it,
Yeah,
dude. I
and I
love
love both of them. I'm
it.
looking really forward to tapping into that.
All right, Benny. Let's see what you got for your first pick. What do you got?
Starting off hot, I'm going with some high school sports. Locust Grove High School, in fact. And they're not just okay, they're actually from the state of Oklahoma, and they're gas. These are incredible. Imagine being the opposing team showing up to Locust Grove and these dudes coming out in these uniforms with this old school biker dad skull and crossbones, black and red colorway uniforms, and with the fade from the black, like up from the red into the black with the gray steel colored numbers and in the font that says Pirates on it with the skull and crossbones on the black helmet. I mean, these are tough. This almost looks like an XFL uniform,
Yeah.
but the fact that it's being used in high school, that's an intimidating ass uniform. And the coach or dad or whoever that is right there is definitely solely responsible for the look. I can guarantee it. So just very like hard-nosed, tough, intimidating football jersey, and I love this, especially at the high school level. You don't see quality or more so the creativity like this coming out at the high school level, and I love that we're seeing this from some school in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So I got a few things on this. First, surprised this didn't come up in our "This Is the Vault" commercial last year, because this is right in that alleyway of pirates. That pirate thing.
The scallywags
No, was
and
it sea
the
wolves?
sea wolf.
That will never not make me laugh now, dude.
Oh man, good
Dude,
times.
I
But
can't.
yeah,
That was awesome. Second thing, the fade up. It almost. I'm trying to remember what year it was. There was a World Cup that all the goalkeepers had jerseys that kind of look like this. I don't know. I forget
yes,
what year it was. But that was like the first thing that flashed into my head. Not like a good thing or a bad thing, just something that like sparked a memory. But these are tough. Like this, the fact that this guy is definitely a dad. His son is definitely on the team, and he's the first one to arrive at the gym and the last one to leave. And he definitely designed these uniforms because look, nothing screams pirate uniforms more than football coach that's bald. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
yeah. No, he's definitely the type like yelling from the sideline or from the stand, shake it off, and the kid's got like a broken leg,
Yeah,
and like that type of guy.
yeah,
Just rub some dirt in it,
yeah,
like that type of coach for sure.
yeah.
But dude, these are sick. Kind of remind me of the Mean Machine from the Second Longest Yard with Adam Sandler,
Oh yeah,
to a point. But again, for high school, that's tough as
it
hell.
is.
So I figured, especially, we don't get a lot of high school stuff on this show. I don't know if we ever have. So I wanted
Yep.
to sprinkle a little bit on the Anything Goes episode. So I had to come out swinging.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like normally we say high school uniform in a very pejorative sense. Like, hey,
Right.
this looks like a like a Lifetime movie high school basketball jersey or something like that.
Right.
This doesn't exactly fit. The word I would describe them as are it's tough. Like these
Yeah.
are tough in a good
Oh,
sense.
if I'm playing high school football, I would move to this school district so that I could wear those
Oh
uniforms.
yeah, and you know the linebackers, their face paint, it's all black. They have literally,
Has to be.
yeah, it has to be. All
Like
right.
the two fingers, like
Yes,
stripe. Oh
but I would say
yeah,
four
dude.
fingers. Literally, everything but the forehead is just black.
Okay.
Yeah.
They might get in trouble for that. But
Well, yeah.
I
Okay. Yeah. All right.
but
Yeah.
so
Not what I meant. Okay. Damn. Oh. All right. Let's move on from that one. All right.
hey,
um.
honestly though, these are ice cold.
Yeah.
Ice cold.
I appreciate that. So, my first pick, I'm going with the Colorado Rockies. Their City Connect uniforms from this year. So these are awesome. So Nike has been consistently going through Major League Baseball teams, and they're coming up with these what they're calling City Connect uniforms. The NBA they have their City editions. I think baseball, it's probably for some reason it seems like it's a harder process to phase in for some reason because they're only doing a handful of teams every year. But they started last year with a few teams. This the season that we're currently in, the Rockies got their own City Connect treatment from Nike. These are cold. I love these. Essentially, and it might sound lame just from the outset of it until you find out what the Colorado license plate looks like. These are based on the Colorado license plate, which is, if we're talking license plates, I've never thought I would say this out loud. Colorado is a cold license plate. And I don't know if I've ever thought that I would say that out loud, but it's cold. There's something so pleasing about that green in just the mountains. It looks like a lot of work went into it, but it doesn't look like it's overdone, which I love. I also love the fact that the socks matches that mountain horizon line that is also up on the jersey. You probably can't tell super well with this picture, but there's purple accents on the batting helmet as well, which is awesome. These are sick. These make me want to fly out to Colorado, camp out for a night, wake up in all those pines with the campfire, and make myself a pot of coffee. Like, they look like the wilderness, and what else do you want from Colorado? And again, the license plate thing is wild, but the Colorado license plates are sick. Never thought I would say that.
Hey, and that's like too, because everybody has like different kinds of license plates, but
Yeah.
this being based on their standard license plate
Yeah.
is also pretty sick. But I actually love the colorway. I kind of wish that the Rockies would just move over to that.
Yeah.
I love the way that these look. I think that these are, man, these are one of my favorite jerseys in baseball ever. I think, like, I'd put them like top 5, top 10. I mean, these are just incredible, and I love that you put them on here, especially for being a newer one.
Yeah.
For a new one to be one that's so impressive for us is dope.
Yeah, and the font too. They didn't try to do anything crazy with the font. That I think it actually might just be the font on the license plate. But like
Yeah.
they kept it simple while making it look really cool. Like, and that's what more can you ask for, you know?
Right.
But these are sick. Benny, what do you got for your second pick?
This one hits home for me. I love these Springfield Thunderbirds special edition jerseys that they do. We see a lot of this in minor league baseball. We almost never see it in minor league hockey. So the fact that Springfield, which if you are a Simpsons fan or know of The Simpsons, Springfield is where The Simpsons is based. That's where the setting is for the show. Obviously, one of the most legendary shows of all time, longest running, and for it being more of an adult-based cartoon and for it to have the success that it has is crazy. But paying homage to them, the Springfield Isotopes is actually the name of the baseball team in the show. I was a big Simpsons kid. I don't know why. It probably explains why I'm annoying, but it is what it is. But I love the look of this jersey. I think that the colors are actually super sick. And I love the play with the little accent of pink. And then a donut on a hockey jersey
Yep.
is me as a person. That is everything that has symbolized me being a human being is a donut on a hockey jersey. The logo that they use, that they kind of adjusted it a little bit to be Simpsons-esque, but still hockey related. And the fact that instead of being ISO isotopes, they made it the isotopes, playing on the hockey thing is just absolutely incredible. The
Yep.
only thing that would make this sweater better is if it had the laces.
Yep.
Other than that, I love the font of the jerseys. I love the logo. I love the placement of the logo. I love the stripes. And I love that it's weird and that hockey is seeing something that we kind of, like I said, only see in minor league baseball. And they were the only team to do it. And they went out of their comfort zone. And I mean, the Springfield Thunderbirds is a pretty cool name. And the
Yep.
fact that they sacrificed that a little bit just to pay homage to a TV show is awesome. And I love that. I love everything about this. Like, I truly, actually love this jersey. And the fact that they even, like, it's not like they put Springfield Thunderbirds. They changed their name for when they wore these. Like, just the whole really buying into it of paying homage to something. I love they went 110% in, and I truly like these. Like, this is one I would actually wear.
Yeah, no, these are very niche, and I would love to have this because it's so like. I mean, where else are you gonna get this? You know what I
Cult
mean? Like,
following.
yeah, exactly. I wasn't. I was more of a Family Guy kid growing up. If I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
Simpsons didn't do it for as much. For I think I've only ever watched The Simpsons twice. One of them was the Simpsons movie because it was always replayed on FX, and and the other one was the one that was kind of based on The Departed, which I thought was hilarious.
Okay. Yeah.
And they had the "I'm shipping up to Boston" song in it, and I was like, "What is this from?" It took me a few years to realize that they were making fun of The Departed, but still,
Right.
um, I've never been a big Simpsons guy, but this is super cool and like really, really niche. You're just not gonna find this. This is something that if I saw like either in a thrift store or just out and about, I would definitely buy it because who the hell else has this? You know what I mean?
Right. Like, how many people are thinking to get this other than, well, me?
Yeah.
But I love these, and I love that it was so specific and so just out of nowhere. Like I said, something that's very uncommon for any other sport other than minor league baseball to do something like this. I had to put it in the mix, man.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I also the accent of pink with like the donut with even the sprinkles on that.
Yeah,
That's on that
dude,
pipe
it's
down below.
sick.
No, yeah, it's a nice touch too, and they made it like they almost made it look like the Winnipeg Jets jersey. I don't know if this is like
Yeah,
the minor league team for the Jets, but it's almost like it's a serious looking hockey jersey with like a little added sprinkle, literally, for the Simpsons. So,
right.
no, I love this pick. All right, let's go to my second pick. I'm going with something that is going to be a little topical for me. So, this is the I hope I say this right. Salernitana, I think that's how you say it. Home kit from the year 2020 to 2021. This is the club that is in Salerno, Italy. And they recently, I think last year, the year before, they recently got promoted to Serie A in the Italian Soccer League. And I picked this because me and my girlfriend are going to Italy this fall on the Amalfi Coast. And Salerno is one of those towns on the Amalfi Coast, which is, I mean, just looking at the pictures, it looks like the most beautiful place on earth. But we're going there, and unfortunately, these guys don't have a game. But I was looking to try to go to a game while I was in Italy, and this would be the closest team for me to go watch a game. I don't think I'll be able to make it happen, but I'm trying. But once I found out who this team was, I started looking into them. I think they kind of have a cold look, and for some reason, this might just be a me thing. I'm obsessed with like lower division soccer kits. I don't know, like small market soccer teams. I love their jerseys for whatever reason, And this one I think just looks cold. The maroon with that gold accent is awesome. The crest, I never thought that you can make a seahorse look dope, but they did it. And even like I don't even know what to call those stripes, but they didn't do it the whole throughout the whole jersey. I actually kind of like how they broke it up a little bit. And really, it's a clean look, and it's one of those things that like dude, if I was living in a small town like this that was super proud of their soccer, I would love to have a kit that looks just like this. And I would be so excited to be able to go to one of these guys' games because, first of all, the stadium is like super, I think it's super close to like the ocean, but with the mountains in the background, it looks like a very community central event. And like these kits are awesome. I would love to get one of these.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that the colorways of that like red and gold are just
Yep.
wonderful. And dude, the seahorse with like the whatever the hell that is
Yeah.
behind it, a tough logo. And
Yeah.
like I mean, I'm a big crest guy.
Yep.
Okay. And love the way that that's placed on there. I love the stripes that they threw in. It's very regal to me almost, and I like the way that everything looks. And I definitely am with you on the minor or well lower league soccer
Mm-hmm.
kits. I think that it's a great look for um, definitely somewhere in Italy, like just
Yeah.
walking around in Italy wearing one of these, and people are like, "Yeah, mazza bit," and then
Yeah.
like, you know, you've connected with the community and you look cold as ice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Also, I've never heard of the brand Zeus, but they fucking smashed this one. So like,
they are smashing
oh, electric, as some might say. Ooh,
with that lightning bolt on the sleeve.
that's right. That's right. I love the collar too. It kind of sticks out. It's like a white collar with that gold band around it too. It. I love these. I love these.
Yeah,
Again, I'm gonna try to make it happen. Unfortunately, I think we might be flying in the exact day that they're playing that night, so I don't think I'll make it happen. But the and like I love their stadium too because it looks so old and run down. But I feel like that if I'm going to a small time soccer game in Italy, that's exactly what I would want. You know?
it's gonna add to it. Yeah.
Yeah, authenticity, as they say. All right, Benny, what do you got for three? Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming in with the Norfolk Tides. My first reaction whenever I saw this was, I love that they just blasted SpongeBob's face on a jersey and wanted to just roll right into it. Norfolk Tides, I've actually been to, not to one of their games, but I've been to their stadium, ironically enough, just on an off day. It is hilarious to me that there's like nothing else involved. It's just the jersey that is SpongeBob's giant face. And the fact that you have these grown men playing baseball trying to chase their dream to get into the majors and they just have to wear SpongeBob's fat face across their chest is hilarious. And they didn't change the hat at all. They didn't change the pants or nothing else was SpongeBob related, but it was just SpongeBob SquarePants night where they had to wear these jerseys on the field and simply put, called back to some nostalgia for me as a kid, and I love just how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, no, this is hilarious. I think the G League, is it the D League or the G League now? I can never keep it straight.
It was the D League, it's the G
Okay,
League now.
yeah, G League. I think there was a G League team that did this. I forget which one, but and it
But
wasn't.
it was like
Yeah,
it wasn't his face. They had like the
Yeah,
shorts,
yeah.
and so they went full. But this is just SpongeBob's head
Oh yeah.
wrapped around their body.
I mean, no. This is like it's like a graphic tee with buttons on it. You know what I mean? That you would find at Walmart, but they just plastered it like in your. It is so in your face SpongeBob that I mean, it's hilarious. They didn't. It's beautiful because they didn't even try to make it like
Mm-hmm.
Norfolk Tides. That's what I love about it. They're like, no, it's SpongeBob night. We're literally just gonna put SpongeBob's face all over
It's
their
SpongeBob's
jerseys.
night. Damn it!
Yeah, yeah.
That was it. They were getting real pissed.
Yeah, they were, dude. They were, dude. SpongeBob. I mean, obviously, Do kids nowadays watch SpongeBob? I've
I
been
have no
wondering this.
idea. We should
Like,
go talk to some kids and ask them
I,
and say, "Hey, fucker, you watch SpongeBob?"
Nice. Yeah, just go to
See
the
what
local
happens.
local playground and accost some kids. Hey, do you fucking
Yeah.
watch SpongeBob?
Hey, hey, come here. You look dumb. You watch SpongeBob?
um, holy shit. All right.
Oh man.
All right. I'm gonna miss this. All right, we're gonna go to my third pick. Um, all right.
Yes.
Okay. This one is an interesting one. So I came across this a few months ago, and I didn't really know what to make of it, and I filed it away for a special occasion. There's no better time than the present. So this is one of the more bizarre things I've ever seen. Now it's not a jersey, I know, but the campus gear store in Evanston, Illinois, which is where Northwestern University is. They sell these hats that is the house divided hats. We talked a few weeks ago about AJ Hawk's wife slash Brady Quinn's sister rocking that halvesy jersey, which is hilarious. These guys took it to the next level and said, "Oh yeah, you like that? How about we do that with literally every single university in the United States?" And it's almost like that episode of Family Guy where Peter goes, "Oh, you like stealing? Why don't you smoke a whole carton of cigarettes?" They are shoving it in everyone's face, and they do this for every single school. Why? I have no idea, but they literally just split the hat in half. Northwestern on one side, and whatever other college they can think of on the other side. And the
You're
weirdest
like
part,
that's like 10 on the top
yeah,
hat. Like
the weirdest part
what?
is people buy these. They are
I know.
ordering these all the time. Apparently, I think these first came out in like 2000. I think it was 2019 or something. I don't even know when this article was written, but over the course of 2 years, they sold 2,000 of these.
We should order one.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't even know
I
what school would you
I
order
have
with it.
I
Northwestern
mean
and what?
really I feel like I'd like could I message them and just be like, "Hey, surprise me. Here's my address." And then I just get a hat with two schools on it. I mean, I would probably do like a pit one, I guess. But I mean, any of these, it's just a hilarious hat to have.
Yeah, it's and again, they literally do every single school. The article I was reading, the guy that was writing it went into that store, and was like, and he saw the Northwestern Auburn split hats, and he's like, no one's buying these, right? And the guy was like, I had two of them bought today. So like, I don't know who's going in and buying these, but like, it's probably because Northwestern is like, they're more of an academic school than anything else, if we're being honest. So I'm sure it's a big grad school place. So if you get
Yeah.
your PhD or master's from Northwestern and you went somewhere else, I'm sure that's. But like, I would never now I'm going to, but I would never originally think to just go in and buy one of these. I wouldn't see this and be like, this is what I want now.
Yeah,
But
and I
like,
mean, I almost wish that more schools did this so that I could have two schools that I like on my hat because I don't give a shit about Northwestern.
yeah,
But like, I would love to have a hat like that. I think it's hilarious.
like,
That's because you always see like the house divided shirts or the house divided bumper stickers. I've never seen it in a hat until you sent me this.
yeah, it's crazy. The quote in that I thought was hilarious in this article that I was reading: at most schools, these hats wouldn't sell, but they do at Northwestern, a school short on sports rivalries and high on disposable income. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
I love that.
Dude, they sell it for $35 a pop. These hats.
Holy hell! Okay, never mind. I mean, and I'll be honest. Looking at the quality, though, I mean that's a $12 hat. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I just 35. That's extent. Oh, what they feel like they're charging you what 17.50 per hat.
yeah.
Is that what they think they're doing because they're giving you two in one, or what? I mean, just yeah, that's too much, man. Like to me, this is something I'd find a thrift store,
Mm-hmm.
full circle show for $2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it is hilarious to me that, and it's not even like I feel like some like bowl hats, like a bowl game, it'll have like Northwestern versus like cow or something. That's cool. I would buy that. I wouldn't go into a store and see a Northwestern Penn State hat split right down the middle and be like, that's what I need. Like,
Yeah, probably not.
but now I want one because it's like a phenomenon now. I think
Yeah.
like it's insane. What a weird thing. But all right, Benny, what do you got for your fourth pick? We got bonus picks.
All right. These also something we don't cover very often on this show, but pro lacrosse. These are from Redwoods LC, and this is their greens edition. Typically, their colorway is red and white, but this was their full greens edition, which I love because if you look closely on this lacrosse uniform, all the way up and down, I think the green is cold. They picked the perfect shades of green, and you can see the patterns of like trees on the jersey, kind of the way that the stripes go. They're not just stripes. If you take a look closer at that, they are trees that are the stripes. So I think it's very creative. Their logo is also a bear. Bear in the woods. Does bear shit in the woods? Does that look cold? Answer to both, yes. And also on their helmet, there are trees drawn on the helmet, and then on the other side is the bear again. So I just think it's perfectly done, especially for a lacrosse jersey. If you want to stop being looked at as a lax bro and be looked at as a lacrosse man, then these are the types of uniforms you need to be wearing. These are tough as hell. I love what Adidas did here. I think the design elements are just absolutely flawless, and this is a sport we don't touch very often. But I just think it's cold as hell. It's a cold look, and granted, it being an alternate for them, it sucks that they don't do it more often because if I played pro lacrosse, this is the kid I'm wanting to throw on every day.
Yeah, these are sick. I also think Redwoods Lacrosse Club. That's a hard name, dude. I think that's a sick name for a team. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Because they're based in California.
Yeah.
So I mean, especially playing on them being from the countryside of California and just some tough dudes. I mean, it's a tough look.
Yeah. Lacrosse is one of those sports that I almost wish was offered when we went to high school. In our high school,
I would have 1,000% played.
Yeah, because I went to GCC, like the elementary school growing up, and they always talked about the high school lacrosse team, and I think before I even came to Kiski, there was a sign up for the lacrosse team. I wanted to play, and Kiski just it never happened where we went, and I always just wish that I would have played lacrosse because it just seems fun. I don't know why. It seems like a great ass time. I don't know. Like I'm sure it's probably a good thing I didn't play lacrosse. But they say it's the fastest sport on 2 feet. I don't know if that's true or not, but like that's what they say.
I don't either, but it is an intriguing sport, and I wish it had more national attention than it does. Because I do think it's cool. From when I have gotten to see it. Has just been electrifying. So hopefully we see that sport develop in the next few years, but who knows?
Who knows? I think because this is PLL, I think. So I think this is it's a new league. I think this is only their second season. So I hope it catches on because I always remember growing up and like the NCAA lacrosse tournament in the spring, like there's nothing else on.
Incredible.
I always watched it. Like it's always so fun to watch. And like but like there was no professional. I think there was, but it wasn't really that great.
It was like the indoor stuff because they've been doing that since the 90s.
Yeah.
And it is real rough.
Yeah. Yeah. But like this
stuff
sick.
Is cool as hell.
Yeah. And I really hope it catches on. That'd be a cool sport to get into if it gets big enough, you know?
Yes.
But all right, let's go to my fourth pick. I had to throw a homer pick in here.
I knew it was coming.
Yep, and really it's just because we don't, as Penn State football fans, we don't get anything more than this. So this is about as good as it's going to get. Ben has talked about Pitt football on here. I haven't been able to talk about Penn State football. And really it's because now I think it's a good thing, but I can see why people would think that Penn State's uniforms are dull and there's not a lot going on and playing and all that. I get it. But for us, this was a huge deal. Back in I think 2017, and they've brought it back a few times now for the homecoming game. They brought out these homecoming alternates for homecoming weekend. Really, it looks pretty similar. I'm not gonna lie. They added a stripe down the pants. They added numbers on the helmet, which I think are always a good touch. Changed the numbers a little bit to almost make it a little more classic, if that makes sense. And the biggest thing that the players loved is the white cleats. So if you know anything about Penn State football, it's a plain uniforms, plain helmets, black shoes. Black shoes, basic blues, whatever the fucking saying is. The players love the fact that they can wear white cleats even if it's for just one game a year. So as a Penn State fan, I thought this was a nice change up without getting too crazy. And really, I think they had the numbers on their helmets for years up until I think the 80s. I think any number on a football helmet kind of slaps. So I love these. I think they look clean, like they're easy. And the white shoes, as dumb as it sounds, the white shoes just look really good on a Penn State uniform. Ben, I'm curious to see what you have to say about these.
So I like them for sure because I am tired of being put to sleep by Penn State every year with how they look. So these coming out and being different, I like. And like you said, for any other team, this is like, okay, Grandpa. But
Yep.
for you guys, this giant leap, big step. But I do like it. I like this take, honestly, a lot better. And I can appreciate the tradition.
Yep.
But, the military today doesn't wear powdered wigs and use muskets anymore. You got to get with the times a little bit. So I'm happy to see that they made this change. And when this happened, I remember thinking like, hey, like that's cold. I like that they're doing what they're doing here. And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever have, but if they haven't, if they were going to, would you ever be cool with them putting the circular Nittany Lion logo on the helmet?
No.
If that were to happen.
No, because it looks too much like a chipmunk. I don't want that one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna, like, as an alum.
Ooh,
and like.
What if in the same font as the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
it just said in blue on the helmet PSU?
See, I think that would look pretty cold. I would either like that, or there was that old. They had it in like the 90s, early 2000s. It was a different Penn State Lion logo. That one looks pretty cold. I'm not gonna lie.
Or it should just be a photograph of your guy's active mascot thrown on there. Which, by the way, I mean, that's a flying squirrel, though. Can we agree that that's one of the worst thrown together mascots in?
No, dude, don't talk shit on the Lion, dude. The Lion's
They've
dope.
been using the same suit for 40 years. Get that guy something new.
Yeah, but dude, he's entertaining. He's one of the best college mascots out there, as far as pure entertainment value.
The acting's great, but he looks like he's a chewed up dog toy.
So do a lot of mascots. Don't come after the Lion. Don't come after the Lion, dude.
All I'm saying is the Nittany Lion ain't got shit on Keggy the Keg.
Well, I love the Nittany Lion, but that is a fact. So I can't dispute that one.
Keggy the Keg is one of one, league of his own.
Yeah.
Shout out Dartmouth.
What I do think would be cold would be just a blue and white, almost like cartoon. Oh, you know the Funko that you got me?
Yeah.
A cartoonized version of that, just blue and white on the helmet. I think that would look pretty cold too.
Okay.
But yeah, the chipmunk logo, I've never been a big fan. I know that's what everyone associates Penn State with, but I've just never been a big fan of the chipmunk logo. And that's exactly what we all call it. So.
No, I agree. Put a mane on that thing. Make it a fierce looking lion,
Well, I mean, it's a mountain lion, so it's not.
I don't care.
Okay.
No, actually, it's a Nittany Lion, and nobody knows what that means.
It's a Mount Nittany Lion. That's the mountain.
Where's Mount Nittany?
Literally right there.
Is it up there?
Yeah, it's literally right. Like you can see it from the stadium. So
okay,
it's a
so
mountain
if I put
lion from Mount Nittany. Now, listen, I love my school. I think even just mountain lions probably would have been maybe a little better. No one knows what a Nittany is. Like, we all do, but, like, I get it. From the outside, it's a weird name to have. So,
Yeah.
I'm
So if we were like, if I just made a team and we were like the Natrona Squirrels for me being in Natrona Heights, like it's like we were always known as the Natrona Squirrels for a Pitt brand school or some shit. Like I just, I don't know, Nittany not doing it for me,
I
man.
dude, I get it. I'm not. I I already went down this road with Derek in the fall. I'm not gonna do it with you.
Because if you didn't go there, tell me you would know what the hell
You
Nittany Lion
wouldn't.
meant.
No, you wouldn't. You either have to
That's
grow
what
up
I'm
in
saying.
yeah, no, and I agree with you. You either have to grow up in state college or you have to go to school there. Otherwise, you have no idea
Right.
what it is. I
Also, something I want to point out about that area, I love that there is State College High School.
yeah, state
The
high.
town is just called State
My
College,
mom went
but
to state high. Yeah.
I remember playing them in middle school football,
Mhm.
and my dad reading our schedule and was like, "State College, you're 14," and I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, Dad, I know that's the name of the town."
Mhm.
But that is hilarious to me. They are all bought in up there, and that's what I can say. Penn State football, one of the most tenacious and loyal fan bases of all time. So I give you credit
Yeah.
there.
We're the funnest cult to be a part of. I'll say that.
Well,
That is a fact. It's the
I would
funnest cult in
maybe
America.
argue like some of the cults you make money from,
I guess.
but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's fun in the moment, and then you lose to Minnesota, and then and then
yeah,
you're
and
like,
you're
oh, we can
watching.
still, if we win out, we still get to the Big Ten championship, and then you lose to Michigan State and Ohio State the next 2 weeks, and that's how every
Yeah,
season
you're
goes.
watching after that loss to Minnesota. PJ Fleck row the boat past Sean Clifford, and
That one hurt, dude.
tough,
That is a
tough,
loss that will stick with me forever. I that
tough, buddy.
that was tough. I remember the bar that I was at, and I was the one making the scene at the bar. Honestly, I was high fiving people, screaming at the TV. I was literally this far away in a bar from the TV with a crowd of
Oh,
people behind me. And I'm a maniac when it comes. But this is the first time that I've been able to talk about Penn State football on here, and this is my team, so I had to throw it in. So
true.
yeah. All right, Benny, round us out. What do you got for your last pick?
These are for the most conditioned of athletes, the flame stitched Heelys, boy. I'm talking in parking lots, at skate parks, in your neighborhood. Some kids who didn't know any better in grass. These were utilized by only the finest of athletes, and the ones who were the most daring were the ones shredding the hallways, getting their wheels taken out in school. Do you remember that? There were
Oh yeah.
kids who were riding Heelys in school, and they would have to give their wheels to teachers and get them back at the end of the day because they were causing too much havoc. And you
Yep.
know the people who were causing the most havoc were the X Game wannabe kids who had the flame stitched black Heelys,
Yep.
bro, with the red heel so you could flash that thing. My biggest thing was wearing these, like you couldn't just walk on them really. Like it was awkward. Like it was like you were wearing like a small heel, and then like a woman's shoe, because of the heel sticking out. And then you would just perk up and roll. Whoever thought of these is a genius. The amount of money that they made off of Heelys is absurd, and the amount of kids that have to say that in their lifetime they sustained an injury from shoes with a wheel in the heel is the funniest thing I have ever heard in my life. First, there was Etnies and Osiris shoes. Then those got pushed by the wayside
Yep.
by all the cool skater kids with Heelys. They said they won't let me ride my skateboard. Guess what? Check these out. And just, I mean, Heelys were revolutionary. Now, they died off pretty quick
Hell yeah.
because people did not know how to actually ride them, and they realized, wow, these are actually super inconvenient,
Yep.
like at all times. But for the kids who that was their thing and they needed to be a Heelys kid because they got cut from every other team they were a part of, and they would just go and couldn't even really be accepted by the skater community because they would try and take like a half pipe on Heelys and just wipe out, is hilarious to me. But you know what? I tip my cap to you. I'm sure you've had to have grown mentally and emotionally from this stage. If not, yikes. But these shoes, dude, I don't know why. Whenever we decided that this was going to be the Anything Goes episode for our season finale, immediately Heelys. Like, I mean,
Yep.
without a shadow of a doubt, shout out Bible Man. These shoes. Oh, I want Bible Man theme Heelys, bro.
Oh yeah,
That's
bro.
yeah, yeah. And it'll say like it'll have like, ooh, the heel, the wheels in the heel look like it's water, so you're walking on water, Bible Man.
Oh,
And then yeah, dude,
oh, yo,
and
that's cold.
or there's like water encased in the heel, and then there's like obviously the purple, yellow, and white colorway
Yeah.
of Bible Man with his logo on there, and then on the other side it's him like with his lightsaber thing or whatever, and then on the back is like an open Bible. That would be, dude, like on the heel side, like facing up vertically. Oh, dude, I honestly should be getting so much credit from the people who made Bible Man.
Yeah, dude.
I have given
You're the
more
only,
publicity
yeah.
than you've had in 25 years, and I probably could make you some more money. So I would assume I would love to play a villain in Bible Man. That would be hilarious.
Oh,
So if Bible Man's not retired, which he shouldn't be, he should always be doing the Lord's work. I would love to counteract that, and maybe while wearing these flame stitch Heelys, because these are the Heelys from hell. So
yeah.
that would be a hilarious addition to an episode. We are a full circle show,
Oh,
goddammit, no
100%.
pun intended.
100%. The only addition, the walk on water, that's electric. The only addition I would make on the heel, just go in Christ, bruh. Just like a little
Go in Christ. Oh
with
my
like
god.
with like a little hang 10 symbol like right next to it. Oh,
Yes.
it with like a purple hand. Oh man, that
No, so on one end is this, and on the other end of it saying that is the praying hands emoji.
Yep, yep.
And then, dude, we are really on one
We're
right
cooking,
now.
dude.
But these flame stitch Steelies I had to throw in there to bring in what this show's all about, and that is nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
So I wanted to remind some people, maybe give some people some PTSD. But I love that we are this show, and that I have the liberty to do such things.
Yeah, no, 100%. A few things. So I don't even know if Heelys were just siloed for the kids that were wannabe skaters. Heelys were across the board. I had a lot of kids that were soccer kids. Like Nate Keebler had Heelys. And like
Yes, he
literally the entire squad, not me, and I'll get to that in a sec. The entire squad would roll up to our indoor games in Heelys.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember these though? The beanies with the brim. Do you remember those?
I had several. Yeah.
I had one as well. That's a pair made in heaven. Heelys and the brim.
Yes, dude. Did you say the Brimbies? Is that what you
no,
said?
the brim beanies, but like,
but they should be called Brimbies.
yeah, Brimbies.
That's
dude.
Oh, dude, with the Brimbies and your Heelys on, bro.
Oh, dude. But yeah,
Dad, I just want to ball with my breath. That's what I'm thinking of.
Well, yeah, and not so I never had Heelys because my parents probably pretty smart, but they had the foresight to say you're not gonna want these in 6 months, and lo and behold, I didn't.
That's very true.
So like I never had them, and I don't want to say that I'm glad I didn't, but like looking back at it now, I would have felt bad if my parents spent money on Heelys for me because I would have worn it for 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there for a while, dude, Heelys were making a comeback. I don't know when it was. It was within the past like 3 years. Heelys were making a comeback.
If I can get a pair of Bible Man Heelys, I'll buy them and I'll wear them. We'll do a whole special on them. I don't care.
Oh yeah. Dude, it just come rolling up into it. Now I got carpet up here. We'll have to make you a little runway, but like
we build a ramp.
Oh, bro. Oh god. No, the Heelys. I'm glad you put these on here. I think, but this one and the Northwestern House Divided hats were the two wild cards that I love to see on this show. So this is awesome. This is awesome.
All right, Smalls. Last pick of the season.
Last pick of the season.
What do you have for me?
So, All right, there's a lot to unpack here. So, as a Steelers fan, I just love anything Pittsburgh. If anyone gives me the opportunity to brag about Pittsburgh, I'm gonna do it. If you're not from here, but you ask me what I think about Pittsburgh, I'm gonna just overload and just like shove it down your throat. I love Pittsburgh. Having said that, the Steelers had a little oopsie back in '94. This was, I think, the 75th or 50th anniversary of the NFL, I believe. And the Steelers came out in these atrocities. The Steelers, every single year, have a tradition of wearing the same uniform. They've only really changed it once, and maybe a few alternates here and there, but they have the most traditional look in the NFL. And I think they strayed from it. They really changed it once back in like the 90s where they changed it to what we have now versus the block letters of what we had back in the day. That's really it. So the NFL had its anniversary year, and for some reason, some intern heard. Now, again, this was 94, but whatever the equivalent of black and yellow is by Wiz Khalifa, he heard that once and said, oh, I think that Pittsburgh just loves as much black and yellow shoved down their throat as possible. Because this is an atrocity. This is worse than the Bumblebee jerseys from a few years back. Because at least those kind of made sense. I don't even know what they were trying to do here. Like, this is like the Iowa Hawkeye wing jerseys that literally made no sense either, but to a worse degree because it looks like a first grader made this on Microsoft Paint. And they're like, oh, they just Googled Pittsburgh and literally used the snipping tool to paste a picture of the crest of Pittsburgh onto the center of the jersey as if that's what football jerseys look like. The number on the shoulder is hilarious. I don't know what they were doing with the V on the one part, but then the stripes just don't have it the rest of the way around.
None of it makes any sense. And, like, I kind of dig, like, the Fort Pitt tunnel looking logo thing or whatever is hilarious to me. But, like, the stripes, like, first of all, it looks like it was put on with electrical tape. Yeah. And those white numbers were hand cut.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And just slapped on a shoulder. These are awful. I mean, just potentially the biggest embarrassment Pittsburgh sports has had look-wise.
Yep.
I don't get it. You know, I think it was on Madden 18 and 19, you could use these jerseys for the Steelers. Yeah. You could still go back and, like, use them, and then I think they stopped doing it because they were like, oh, too many people are vomiting.
Yep.
So we need to just cut this out. This is absurd, and a bitter part of our history is Yinzers, but it was brief, but it still happened.
Yep, this is a bumblebee-colored stain on the underpants of Steelers history because these are tough. This is like, imagine the jersey embodiment of a Yankees fan just yelling 27 rings every time they lose in the playoffs. And it's just, this is Pittsburgh, look at us, black and yellow, black and yellow. Like, this is Wiz Khalifa's song that was sung by that annoying fifth grader that thought he was really
like 20 years prior.
Yeah.
Right.
But it is so bad because the crest.
Like, it's some kid at the zoo with the shutter shades on and a fake chain, and he's just walking past adults going, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yep. And we're like, dude, who are you? Where are your parents? In the aquarium? Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Oh, rough.
Oh, these are rough. Hawkeye. Is that a Hawkeye? Do you remember that with Bart?
Yeah.
Hawkeye feathers?
Dude, he still to this day, I want you to meet him in person because being around him, and I'm trying to actually get him to Pittsburgh. Like, we're talking about flying him out sometime, within the next year or so. Awesome. You got to meet him, dude. He is just an electric, hilarious human being. But yeah, dude, good memories. And again, that's a reference to a prior episode. We are a full circle show.
Full circle. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I had anything else written down on this. It's just, I don't know, dude. The Steelers do everything right. They do pretty much everything right. You could argue that, and I don't think the Bumblebee look of recent years is that great. it's pretty bad. But at least that had some basis in history.
I like
You
it
know what I
better than
mean?
this. That's for
Exactly.
sure. I like it better than this.
Exactly. Like what, dude? What is it? I don't fucking. But that's the beauty of it. It is so bad. This is one of those jerseys that qualifies as so bad that it's almost good. Because I I would pull up to a Yinzer Mob tailgate in this shit right here. Be like, this is, it doesn't get any more Yinzer than this, dude. Because
Yeah, dude, because you're wearing shame, but other Yinzers will respect you for it. So,
exactly,
but
exactly.
nobody else will.
Yeah, no, these are, and I also love how this picture is taken right next to the plain Colts uniforms. That is like
Yes,
the
makes the
funniest thing.
contrast even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just wow. This is bad. It looks like a transformer, bro. Oh my god. All right, Benny. That is the last pick of the season. That was a good one. I felt like we
Hey,
did a good job.
look, man, is my farewell to keep things short and sweet. I love doing this, and as a reminder to everybody, this is not the end. But we appreciate you riding along for season 2, and we promise you that we're going to come back better, stronger, faster, funnier, more in depth and in detail with more guests and more exciting stuff on the show for season 3. That is a guarantee. Show up and rock with Smalls and me. I'm the kid with the shutter shades.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. That's no, but seriously, we can't thank you guys enough. Everybody who watches the show, supports the show, shares clips and the episodes of the show means a world. We would not be able to do what we do if we didn't have people supporting us along the way.
Yep.
Smalls, love being your co-host. It's been a wonderful second season, buddy, and I look forward to getting back to it for season 3.
Yep, Benny. Thank you again for. I say this all the time, but thank you again for joining me on this ride. It's been a great ride so far. I have way too much fun doing this. And I'm gonna miss it for sure. Shout out Marshall Fitness. Shout out Will Marshall. Shout out Brandon Moon.
Love you, Will. Love you, Brandon.
Shout out to everyone else. Shout out Deke. Shout out to all the other benchers.
Dre, love you, Dre.
Denny. Shout out Denny.
Love
Really,
you, Danny.
Austin, Vo. Shout out all the benchers. I'm just gonna leave it at that because
Shout out
it'll
the
get
bench.
annoying.
We love the bench. Right.
But
Hey, shout out Greg McAfee for getting married.
hey, shout out Greg. Congrats, Greg.
Congrats. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Yeah. Next time that we come back, we'll be back and more ready than ever to get back into it with jerseys and all that. And your boy might be tatted up next time we come back. So a lot of changes.
Let's go.
I don't know exactly when I'm gonna do it, but I'm telling myself I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it. But guys, thanks again for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Check out all the other Chief to Be stuff out there, and we will see you next year. Peace.
Peace.